Hi, I'm Amanda and welcome to the Hot Plate. Today I've teamed up with Summer Fresh Salads to bring you quick and delicious holiday entertaining ideas. Today's recipe is Cranberry Madeira turnovers inspired by one of their fresh refrigerated sauces. Let's get started. We'll start with our salt and our pepper, 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 egg beaten with 1 tablespoon of water, Summer Fresh Salad's new fresh refrigerated cranberry Madeira sauce, 3 sprigs of thyme, 1 clove of garlic and 1 small onion, parsley, 1 Bartlett pear, 3/4 of a pound of ground turkey, and 1 package of frozen puff pastry that's been thawed. Let's get started by chopping up our pear. You don't need to peel the pear for this recipe, but you can if you'd like to. I like to start by just cutting slices of the pear right off the side. You can then go ahead and stack all those slices up together and then slice them lengthwise. Turn all of those slices and then come across crosswise, and then you end up with a beautiful, small, easy dice. For the onion, let's go ahead and halve the onion and make cuts through 1/2 of the onion. Lay the onion cut side down and then make downward cuts 3/4 of the way to the tip of the onion. Turn the onion again and then cut crosswise to give you a nice, fine, even chop. Transfer the onion into a large bowl with the Bartlett pear. Next, smash and mince the garlic clove and transfer to a bowl with the onion. To that bowl, add the thyme leaves from 3 sprigs of thyme. The easiest way to get the leaves off of a thyme branch is to run your fingernails the opposite way of the branches on the sprig. That way the leaves will just fall off and you won't need to worry about picking them. To cook the cranberry Madeira stuffing, start by heating the olive oil in a large nonstick skillet over medium heat. Add the ground turkey and cook until browned. Use the side of a wooden spoon or a rubber spatula to break up the meat into tiny bite-sized pieces. Once the turkey is completely browned, you can now go ahead and add in the onion and pear mixture. Sprinkle in the cinnamon, which gives a nice hit of that earthy flavor, and season it up with some salt and some freshly ground black pepper. Stir to combine and continue to cook until the veggies and the pear are softened. Now, spoon in Summer Fresh's cranberry Madeira sauce and add a little bit of fresh parsley to give it a bright, fresh finish. Stir this all together to combine and continue to cook for 5 minutes more. Now we're going on to the puff pastry, and I don't want you to be intimidated by this. Puff pastry is really easy to work with at home if you just use a few simple tricks. First, make sure that you've let the puff pastry thaw in the fridge or on the counter according to the manufacturer's directions. Using a clean, cool surface, sprinkle a little bit of flour. Onto the surface, arrange 1 sheet of puff pastry, and using a rolling pin that's been lightly floured, roll it out into a 9 by 12 inch rectangle. Don't be afraid to get out a ruler if you're not good at eyeballing measurements. Using a ruler just means that we get even-sized turnovers. Now, using a sharp knife or a pastry cutter, you just need to cut it across lengthwise in half and then come back and cut it into thirds. This gives us 6 equal squares that are perfect for our turnovers. Go ahead and transfer these aside and repeat this process with the remaining sheet of puff pastry. To assemble the turnovers, spoon about 2 tablespoons of filling into the center of each square. Fold the puff pastry from corner to corner in half to make a triangle, and gently crimp the edges with your fingers. Now we'll transfer our turnover onto a baking sheet that's been lined with parchment paper. To seal the edges for cooking, I like to use a fork and decoratively crimp the edges. Go ahead and then use that fork to prick a few small holes in the top of the turnover so that the steam can escape. Continue this process with the remaining 11 turnovers. Once the turnovers are all assembled on the baking sheet, go ahead and brush them with that egg wash that we prepared earlier. Once they're ready to go, we can pop them into an oven preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 minutes or until the pastries are golden brown. Our cranberry Madeira turnovers are all done, and now we have 2 options for serving. One way is that we can just pop them all onto a platter and let people help themselves. And the other way is that these can be served as a great appetizer for a dinner party, served with a little sour cream on the side.
Any way you choose, this is a delicious holiday appetizer that the whole family will love.
Thanks for checking out the Hot Plate, and for more information about Summer Fresh's line of fresh refrigerated sauces, please check out their website, www.summerfreshsauces.com.